Hello and welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. From launching 8 satellites together in 2 orbits to generating energy from fish scales, Indian researchers have made it to the headlines this week with many stunning scientific feats. But before we get on to the details of what these achievements are, let's take a look at the headlines first. CSIR celebrates Platinum Jubilee. 8 satellites, 2 orbits, 1 launch. ISRO nails it once again. Bringing best minds together, India hosts the first BRICS Young Scientists Conclave. Converting fish scales to pacemakers, Indian breakthrough in energy technology. And in our In Focus segment today, we will explore how integrated farming technology can aid farmers and environment. And now news in detail. It has indeed been a long journey, and during the past 75 years, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, or CSIR, has aided in many ways to offer scientific and technological solutions to Indian problems. It was a time to celebrate past achievements and chart future course of action as the institute recently celebrated its Platinum Jubilee in the capital. Let us see this report.
From a nation heavily dependent on import to a largely self-sufficient independent nation, during the past 70 decades, science and technology has played a crucial role in building a modern India. In this context, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, the leading group of national laboratories of the country, has played a crucial role. Established in 1942, the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, popular as CSIR, on 26 September celebrated its Platinum Jubilee. The event saw the participation of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, along with scientists, directors of national science institutions and students across the nation.
CSIR had left an indelible mark on every sphere of life. With an all-round approach to research and development, CSIR is a reflection of India in its diversity and heterogeneity.
Shri Modi also urged the scientific community to mentor science students, to encourage novel ideas and promote research entrepreneurs of tomorrow. The occasion saw the release of 7 new plant varieties developed by CSIR laboratories to the farmers located at 5 different locations. In a special video interaction with farmers, Shri Modi encouraged farmers to leverage on modern technology to increase yield and marketing. The celebrations also included an exclusive exhibition highlighting major technological contributions of CSIR. On this occasion, some of the outstanding researchers of the nation were honored with the country's highest award in science, the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Awards, for the year 2014-15 and other CSIR awards.
Previously, it was 20 satellites together in a single orbit. Now, ISRO has upgraded its technology and has proved to be among the best once again. ISRO has launched the much-awaited ASCAT-SAT-1 weather satellite along with 7 others in one go. But what is more interesting is that this time the satellites have been launched in 2 different orbits using the same launch vehicle. Let us see this report.
ISRO has been consecutively creating new record with its indigenous technologies. So has been ISRO's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, which recently created history with the launch of 20 satellites in one go. ISRO and PSLV are back to news with the recent launch of 8 satellites into 2 different orbits in a single flight. Yes, in its 37th consecutively successful flight, PSLV C-35 launched the SCATSat-1 satellite along with 7 co-passenger satellites on 26 September. The longest mission carried out by PSLV so far, the launch took place from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota at 9 hours 12 minutes AM and was completed in 2 hours 15 minutes and 33 seconds after liftoff.
SCATSat-1, we are receiving the signal even before injection, because as soon as the heat shield separation happened, we were getting the signal. Based on the actual signals received from this satellite, what we have confirmed is that solar panels have deployed, they are generating power. The antenna mechanism also deployed, and now the various control systems which are there on the satellite, which enables the satellite to be what we call 3-axis stabilized. All those operations are satisfactorily going on.
According to reports, all the technicalities ran smooth and PSLV first launched the primary satellite SCATSat-1 into a polar sun synchronous orbit of 724 km inclined at an edge of 98.1 degree to the equator. After separation, the 2 solar arrays of SCATSat-1 satellite were deployed automatically, and ISRO's telemetry, tracking and command network at Bangalore took over the control of the satellite. The other payloads carried by PSLV included the dual launch adapter along with the international satellites ALSAT-1B, ALSAT-2B and ALSAT-19 from Algeria, NLS-19 from Canada and Pathfinder-1 from US. PSLV also carried Pratham and PSAT, academic satellites developed by students from IIT Bombay and PES University Bangalore and its consortium respectively. Following the launch of SCATSat-1, the engines of PSLV were reignite and fire twice, once in North Polar region and once in South Polar region to facilitate entry into a circular orbit of 669 km height inclined at an angle of 98.2 degree to the equator. The 7 satellites were further deployed in this orbit in a predetermined sequence. In the coming days, SCATSat-1 will be brought to its final operational configuration, following which it will begin to provide weather-related services and especially aid generation of wind vector products for cyclone detection and tracking.
Bringing the bright minds of BRICS nations under one umbrella, India recently hosted the first BRICS Young Scientists Conclave in Bengaluru. The event, organized by DST along with National Institute of Advanced Studies, saw the participation of researchers across the BRICS nations who deliberated on various themes of social interest.
A common platform for bringing together young scientists to seek solutions to common problems. That was what the first BRICS Young Scientists Conclave was all about. The first BRICS Young Scientists Conclave was organized by the Department of Science and Technology in collaboration with the National Institute of Advanced Studies at Bengaluru during 25th September to 1st October. First of its kind conclave of BRICS nations. The 5-day event saw the participation of 50 young scientists and researchers from BRICS countries who deliberated on finding solutions to some of the common challenges and problems faced by BRICS countries.
There are certain things which cannot be done alone. every country has its own natural advantages, and needs for their country also vary. And what we believe is that instead of each one discovering the wheel, we jointly do that. And in the past, this has also always helped.
The conclave was focused mainly on 3 themes, including computational intelligence, energy solutions, and affordable healthcare, along with discussions on interdisciplinary science for society and humanity, a scientific journey for BRICS, traditional science and indigenous knowledge, and science, technology, and social equity. Along with young researchers, the conclave saw the participation of more than 20 renowned researchers, innovators, and entrepreneurs from BRICS nations.
They are already doing science, some of them are developing technology. Can they do something at a level which would make a difference to the bottom of the pyramid? Would they make something very innovative which would transform the world? That's our idea, to trigger them. And I'm sure that something would trigger in their mind and go with confidence that if some people could do, I could also do. Maybe I could do even better than the person who spoke to me.
The conclave was aimed at building a BRICS Innovation Corps with specialized skills to work on novel scientific ideas and technological solutions for social transformation. The conclave is expected to pave way for creation of strong generation of science and technology leadership that can accelerate change collectively. The conclave also included a session on talent hunt, which saw the presentation of about 15 ideas along with release of 2 crucial reports. BRICS Young Scientists Conclave assumes vital importance as it is taking place during India's chairmanship of BRICS in 2016 under a focal theme of building responsive, inclusive, and collective solutions. The conclave is an initiative under the BRICS Young Scientists Forum, which was formulated at the second BRICS Science, Technology and Innovation Ministerial meeting held at Brasilia in March 2015.
While fishes as a food are a hot favorite to many of us, so will be the fish scales now, as Indian researchers have come up with the most innovative use of discarded fish scales. Yes, it would now be possible to harvest energy from raw fish scales. What is more, researchers are even planning to scale up the use of fish scales to develop new generation pacemakers.
Indian fondness for fishes is known worldwide, and large quantities of fishes are consumed in India every day. What if the large amount of waste generated from fishes and fish processing could be used to generate energy? Sounds far-fetched, but this is exactly what a team of researchers at the Jadavpur University in Kolkata has done. The team comprising Sujoy Kumar Ghosh and Deepankar Mandal has developed a technology to recycle fish scales for self-powered electronics. The technology is based on the principle that raw fish scales contain collagen fibers that has piezoelectric property. As a result, they can generate an electric charge when a mechanical stress is applied.
We found the fish scale is one of the good source because it is a waste product. So we used the fish scale directly to make it the devices which can give rise some sort of power. We named as the nano generator. So in particular, we more specifically it named as biopiezoelectric nano generator because fish scale is basically biopolymer, we can say. It is like a natural source which have the inherent piezoelectricity, and we can very simple process, we can able to fabricate a add value product which has the emerging future, the industrial applications.
During the study, the researchers first processed the raw scales obtained from fish processing markets to make them flexible and transparent. Following this, 2 electrodes were attached to each scale and laminated. It was observed that the resulting cells could harvest energy from movement and mechanical stress around it, including simple motion-like vibrations and heartbeats. The new technology, called Biopiezoelectric Nano Generator, has many potential applications in future. The scope includes scaling up the technology to power pacemakers. Once implanted, such a device will be able to continuously power itself from heartbeats and will be able to degrade when no longer required. The research published in Applied Physics Letters opens up new and exciting avenues of green research, which can aid environment by making use of biological wastes to generate useful technologies.
And now it is time to take a very short break. We'll be back with more science news. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
The world's largest radio telescope has begun its operations in southwest China from 25th September. The largest radio telescope, called the 500-meter Aperture Spherical Telescope, or FAST, is a $180 million project and has taken 5 years of construction. This is hailed as the first step towards China's ambitious space program in the coming years. Following their annual migration pattern, the female olive ridley turtles are reported to have arrived at La Escobilla Beach on Mexico's Oaxaca Pacific coast to lay eggs. According to local authorities, the coastline is expected to receive 150,000 nesting and 15 million eggs this breeding season. Strict measures are being taken to protect endangered turtles from poachers and predators.
With changing climatic patterns and adverse effects of chemical farming becoming obvious, the world is slowly looking towards more sustainable and eco-friendly farming techniques. In this context, the concept of integrated farming has emerged as a solution. Now, integrated farming is a holistic agricultural system based on eco-friendly practices. The technique not only is a solution to the environmental issues faced by the world today, but can also prove to be a major step towards uplifting the economic status of farmers in the country. So what is integrated farming and how can this be practiced? Well, this will be the topic of our discussion in our next segment, In Focus.
India is an agricultural economy. Today, most of the country's food grain requirement is fulfilled through indigenous agriculture. But over the years, changes in climatic patterns, shortage of water, and lack of returns have taken a heavy toll on Indian agriculture, impacting the livelihoods and economic stability of farming community at large. Under these circumstances, Indian farmers are moving towards the adoption of integrated farming practices. Integrated farming, based on scientific principles, opens up new scopes of experimenting with farming techniques. Studies indicate that there has been an increase in profit returns among Indian farmers using these techniques. Integrated farming works in a cyclic manner and is based on basic natural and ecological principles. The idea is to rear other plants, animals, birds and fishes along with main crops, each aiding the production of the other. Rearing cattle along with crops is a traditional practice among Indian farmers. This is also a part of integrated farming technique. Under this, farmers with limited land for cultivation are encouraged to rear animals like cows, buffaloes, goats or chickens. The most profitable aspect of cattle rearing is milk production along with its processing and retail.
जो लोग खेती बाड़ी में अपने काम में लगे हैं वो साथ में पशुपालन व्यवसाय के साथ भी जुड़े हैं। वर्ष 2001 में 1 अक्टूबर को 8-10 कृषक परिवारों के साथ हम लोगों ने बैठक करके इस संस्था के कार्य की डेयरी के माध्यम से शुरुआत की। आज प्रतिदिन 15,000 लीटर से अधिक हम लोग दोनों समय सुबह शाम गांव में दूध इकट्ठा करके और उसको यहाँ ला करके प्रोसेसिंग कर रहे हैं।
At the same time, the dung produced by these animals are used as organic manure. Use of chemical fertilizers is known to reduce soil fertility in the long run. And hence, today there is a great demand for chemical-free organic fertilizers. This is advantageous to cattle rearing farmers as they can generate organic manure from dung through vermicompost techniques. The manure can not only be applied to fields but can also be marketed for profitable incomes. Vermicompost is an expensive technique and makes use of organic raw materials like dung, along with agricultural wastes like hay, straw, plant wastes and grass, etc. The method takes 2 to 3 months. Besides this, farmers can also use the dung to produce biogas. The process serves a double purpose as the biogas produced can be used as a cheaper and efficient alternate for fuels, and the byproducts from biogas plants can be used as manure in fields. One of the interesting practices under integrated farming strategy is honeybee rearing along with crops. Almost 85% of crop plants are cross-pollinated and requires an external agent like honeybees to transfer pollen grains from one plant to another. In this context, the institution of the Indian Society of Agri-Business Professionals is training farmers in integrated farming.
हमको अच्छे बीज नहीं मिल पाते थे, जिसके कारण हमारी उपज आधी अधूरी रहती थी। तो हमको आईसेफ संस्था की तरफ से अच्छे बीज हमको उपलब्ध हुए, तो उनसे हमारी पैदावार भी अच्छी हुई और बाजार भाव भी हमको अच्छा मिला। साथ ही साथ मधुमक्खी पालन को भी हमको दिया है, जिससे हमारे परागकण अच्छे होने लगे फसल का, तो उसमें 20-25% पैदावार भी बढ़ गई, साथ में शहद भी हमको मिलने लगे।
Along similar lines is the adoption of fish rearing along with crop cultivation. Farmers can grow aquatic plants like water chestnuts and water lilies in the ponds, along with rearing fishes. Besides these, farmers also have great many options like horticulture, tree plantations, and cultivation of banana and mushrooms. Today, there are many organizations along with central and state government offices which provide scientific information and help on integrated farming techniques to farmers. In retrospection, integrated farming is an eco-friendly and sustainable practice which ensures better and more efficient use of natural resources.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching.